This is gonna be the one of the few times I walk away from a Xbox conference and I enjoy it. I think this is the best conference that they had in a long time. Um, well, I don't know if I should say a long time. I think they've been having a few good ones, but this is definitely the best one. I gotta say this is definitely the best conference Xbox has had. Because I enjoyed it all the way through. There's a lot of games announced and a lot of I think interesting titles, a lot of different things that Xbox is going on, and I'm gonna try and list as many as I can. It was just so many, and I'm gonna miss a lot. I'm sorry for that, but it just it's just so much they announced today. Um, and what I want to get clear about what Xbox showed today was that it's just they this is a different Xbox than what we're used to. Um, a different Xbox than what we've seen from the 360 days. It's just there's so much it feels like they're trying so much more to be diverse. I mean, there were shooters, there were a lot of shooters today, but you saw different games today, and they're embracing indies, but they're also embracing Japanese games, which was interesting. I mean, today we saw Kingdom Hearts 3 at their conference, and that was just it's an interesting move from Xbox, and I feel like they're trying really hard to be different than how they used to be, and to diversify themselves, and it can only be a good thing. And I'm going to start this list soon, but before I do that, I just have to say that it's always a good thing when you see someone like Xbox, someone different doing something different and succeeding in that. 'Cause I feel like they succeeded today. They did a really good job um, in their showcase, and it's just good for the gaming community, whether you have an Xbox One or not. It's always good to see the companies do well, um, and I hope this continues with PlayStation and Nintendo following days, because just when everyone does well, I mean, when one person does well, I mean, the whole industry does well, and it's for the benefit of us, the gamer. But without further ado, these are the games that they listed. I have the websites here from Yahoo, UK Yahoo, because they had a list, and I believe from Mashable that I use. Um, and I mean, it's just I just couldn't. It was just there was a lot going on, and I'm still missing stuff. I know I'm missing a lot of stuff. The uh, the indie stuff, but let's continue. I know Halo Infinite got confirmed. That's great for people that like Infinite. Halo, they used a new engine. They're using a new, I think it's called the Slipspace engine, and that seems to be really interesting. Um, it's always good to have a new engine with a game, um, and kind of just go along with that. Same thing with Just Cause 4, I believe. They're getting a new engine and it's doing different things. It's just a change of things. So expect, well, I don't know what to expect. I never played Halo, but it's a good thing. It's always good to see fan favorites come back, and I'm happy for those that like it. Um, what else do we have here? This Fallout 76. I'm not a Fallout fan. I never played them, but people seem to be interested in it. It's set in West Virginia, um, and I have no idea what goes on in West Virginia. But all I know is that I think it's coal, and it's a I think it's a mountainous state too, isn't it? Whatever, that doesn't matter. Um, it's cool to see them try different places. I remember years ago, everything was either New York or California, so it's kind of interesting to see um, different places in media, I guess. They have the awesome, what is this? The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. That is from the people that made Life is Strange. Never played that one. I didn't care. I hate to say it that way. I mean, story-based games are cool, and I think that the not Beyond. I mean, I played Beyond because it was free, but I thought that was better than I thought it would be. Um, and what was it? The Detroit Human. I forgot what the hell it's called, but the Detroit game that they just released from the same developer, is Beyond. That looked interesting too, and I think it got good scores. I think on Metacritic it got like a 78. And the users gave it like an 8 point something like that. I know Metacritic isn't the best place to get your scores from, but it gives you just a roundabout, gives you a good estimate of how the game is doing, but this is from Square Enix and the Life is Strange series. I don't know them, but it looks quirky, whatever. Crackdown 3, that looked fine. It's not my type of game. But they did have Terry Crews voice the main character. I don't know. I think that might be permanent, right? Like that he just might be just the cast in the game. That'd be pretty cool. It's always interesting to see celebrities voice video games. But that's just whatever. I don't know. I don't have too much to say about this. This is coming out in February, which kind of sucks. There's a lot of games coming out next year. And that's it's it's kind of disappointing, I guess. I was hoping that they would get better at showing games that come out this year, and they did. But what can you do? Come out February. What else do they got? Metro Exodus, which is coming out February too. Now I think about it, they didn't give a specific date for Crackdown, but for Exodus, Metro Exodus, that's February 22nd. Wow. A lot of games coming out in February. Kingdom Hearts 3, which I've talked about, that comes out on January 29th. And that was awesome to see a Kingdom Hearts game at an Xbox event. I don't know if they released the compilation or the other games on the Xbox system. The 1.5 and the 2.5 games. I don't know if they put that on the Xbox One, which is odd. That it'd be weird if they didn't, but I don't think they did. But to those who own the Xbox One, this is a cool little thing. I don't know how well it'll sell because it's Japanese, and a lot of Japanese games didn't come to the Xbox for years until now. But like I said before, it's really interesting how Xbox is trying to diversify themselves, and this is a good start. Kingdom Hearts is a good start. A lot of hype behind it, so I hope that does well. Sea of Thieves, I didn't play the first iteration of it. I don't know what you call it. I know this is expansion or DLC, but I didn't play it. So that's good for those that like it. It looked cool if you're into that. Forza Horizon 4, that looked good. Racing games always do look good. So enjoy that as you will. They always look cool. It's not my cup of tea, but it always looks cool. This was an interesting one. I know Xbox was trying to buy first party studios, and it's interesting. In Ninja Theory they did that one game about the I believe it's the what is that called, Hellblade, I think. And that was an interesting game. I didn't play it, but that was an interesting game. And they're buying a couple of these other studios, and that should be interesting to see how that works out, especially for their next Xbox, which they talked about today. But I'm kind of excited for that. I like first party studio games. It's always they always show off the system the best, and they're always worth buying most of the time. But I'm happy about this. More studios getting on board and making games for one specific system that cuts down the headache of worrying about other systems and porting that, and you can put more development time into that. So I'm happy about that. Plus, I don't know these companies too well, but good for Microsoft. I think that's a good idea. I think Phil Spencer's doing a good job. We Happy Few looks interesting. And I don't know. I get it just for the curiosity. It looks like an interesting story. Looks cool too, but looks interesting. Player Unknown. I don't know. I didn't play. What's it called? PUBG. Player Unknown Battlegrounds. That's a popular game. I'm completely missed by it. I don't know what that is. I kind of feel old for not knowing what these popular games are now, but It's a multiplayer game. I usually skip over those real quick, and it seems to be coming everywhere. So good for those people that like that. Tom Clancy's The Division 2. I don't know what to say about it. I guess it's Division. It's a Ubisoft game too. You know, I mean, I remember when it came out a few years ago, and you know, Ubisoft's known for downgrading a lot of games. Sure. I guess if you want to give them another chance, sure. It's better than, I think they're better than EA. Yeah, well, definitely they're better than EA, but I mean, still, you know, I heard people liked it, but you know, whatever. Shadow of the Tomb Raider looks cool. It's like, you know, I mean, if you want Uncharted, you know, here's something that's really close to it. You know, it's, you know, it's there, and I think it's coming to the PlayStation 4 anyway. So that's pretty cool. It's also coming out in September. That's awesome. It's just a few months away. Session is another skateboarding game, which we haven't gotten I feel like we haven't gotten in a long time, right? It's been a minute, but you know, those who like skateboarding games, that's awesome. Black Desert, which is an MMORPG that was on the PC for a while, is coming to Xbox. I think they're doing a beta, but MMORPGs are cool, you know. And it looked really cool. I know their character creation system was really awesome when they took a look at it beforehand. You know, not interviews, previews and whatnot. It had some really shisty business practices, but it looked like a good game. So take that as you will. Devil May Cry 5. Now I'm confused about this one because I don't know if this is a sequel to DMC or if this is just regular Devil May Cry. Because it looks like DMC, but like a sequel to that series, not the regular Devil May Cry. But I don't know. I didn't play the Devil May Cry series very often. So, you know, but people seem to be excited for it. I'm happy for you guys. Cuphead DLC was cool. It was a hard game, right? But it looked really awesome. I would get it. Tunic was this like fox thing. It looks like Link to the Past if it was 3D. And a fox. So it looks fun. It looks cute. Jump Force surprised the hell out of me. I don't know what that is. It's Goku, Naruto, and Luffy fighting each other, fighting Frieza with Light Yagami and Ryuk. It's a lot going on. I did not. It's this weird graphic system going on too. So everything kind of looks weirdly realistic too. I don't know. It's or defined. It's an interesting game, and I kind of want to see what happens with it. They did do a kind of compilation or what do they call it? What is that? There was, you know, the jump game that they did a few years ago and had all those characters together. So maybe this is like a, you know, spiritual successor to that, but whatever. You know, it looks cool. I want to pay attention to it. Dying Light is another game they showed off, which is what was that game called? It was basically Dead Island, right? There's some people from Dead Island left, and then they made their own game, and I think it did well, right? So I'm happy for that. You know, it looks like another zombie game, and you know, take that as you will. Battletoads is coming back. What does this guy say? It involves toads and this person who wrote the article doesn't know, and I don't think they know too much about Battletoads. But Battletoads is an old game from the late 80s and early 90s, right? Or early 90s. It's like one of the last NES games, and there was a Super Nintendo game on it too. So I'm happy to see it back. It should be fun. It should be fun. They were hard. I remember I played a little bit of it. And it was hard, but it was an interesting game. Just Cause 4 is coming out, and that's coming out in December of this year. And it's, you know, it's more blowing stuff up, but they're using a new engine, and I think they're claiming it's going to be more like more blow stuff up it's going to be, they're going to do more with that, and that engine is going to help. So that's pretty cool for those that like Just Cause. It did well, right? Got like a whole bunch of 8s and 9s, right? So that's pretty good. Gears Tactics and Gears Pop scared the hell out of me. I was like, what are you guys doing with the Gears franchise? That was a weird little thing. It's a mobile game, so who cares? But you know, they look like little chibi anime things. Um, but you know, whatever. But right after that, they announced the real series of Gears of War 5. I mean, I'm not a fan myself. I never played the Gears series, but I know a lot of people like them, so I'm happy that they got something. Um, I know Microsoft is working on a lot of stuff, like streaming a lot of things. It seems streaming's going to be the future with all this cloud stuff, so that'd be interesting. And what was it? Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out, or well, they just gave us a trailer, and I mean, you know, it looks cool. And I think the people that made The Witcher is doing it, so this should be, you know, it should be an interesting thing. I still haven't played The Witcher, but it's, I heard, you know, it just keeps getting it kept getting a lot of awards the last time I looked at it a few years ago. So and people won't stop talking about it, so it's gotta be cool. So I'm kind of excited for it. I kind of like the look of it. I like the whole Android cyborg thing that they're doing. It looks pretty cool. And let me see if this other article has anything else. Oh yeah, Sekiro. That was an awesome one. Sekiro is like this. It's like Bloodborne, but it's, you know, Japanese, really Japanese. Or Dark Souls for those that, you know, played Dark Souls. But you know, I like Bloodborne better. But Sekiro looks interesting. It looks pretty interesting. Can't wait to see more about it. I think that was it. I really do. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this. But their conference was really good. It was an awesome conference. It had a lot of good stuff in it. It was they showed a lot of games, and I feel like Microsoft is trying just so hard to diversify themselves and to just be more relevant in everyone's eyes. You know, like, you know, Sony has a lot of exclusives, which they should use more. But they have a lot of exclusives, and they have a lot of they have a lot of weight to them. They have a lot of people have memories with them, a lot of good times with them, and Sony uses them sometimes. And you know, they're just good at that. And Nintendo definitely has, you know, has this just number one when it comes to exclusives. You can almost guarantee that whatever exclusive comes from Nintendo, it's going to be a really good game. You're going to have a great time. So I think that Microsoft is trying to, you know, learn a little bit from those other two, especially PlayStation, who has, you know, they're not making so many exclusives, but they're getting exclusives from third parties, and that kind of makes up for it, and that diversifies them. And I think Microsoft is trying to learn from that and trying to use that to their advantage, by buying these studios and getting these different games on there. So I hope it works out. I mean, because, you know, I don't usually like competition, but competition in the gaming realm works a lot better for the consumer, you know. So we'll see how this plays out, and I'm really excited. I know Bethesda's coming out later on tonight, and I'm going to be watching that. And Sony is tomorrow, and I'm excited for that one, of course. And of course, Nintendo. I'm going to be excited for that. So I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.